So folks, Trump is making a lot of moves right now. He's putting tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and they're really not liking it. I mean, listen to Chuck Schumer. Oh my God, we can't have avocados or Corona.
Just take Super Bowl Sunday, okay? It's going to affect beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico. It's going to affect your guac. Because what is guacamole made of? Avocados, both from Mexico.
Look, dude, yeah, Corona's pretty good. Mexican beer can be good, but look, we've still got tequila, so I think we'll be okay. As far as avocados go, we'll get them from somewhere else. It's not worth dealing with Mexico. As far as Canada goes, listen to Trudeau. He's telling people in Canada that they should be aware, that they should probably not visit the U.S.
Now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historical sites, and tourist destinations our great country has to offer.
How about no?
Dude, what are you talking about? What are you legitimately saying? You know what he should replace with the U.S.? He should replace like Ukraine or Russia right now. But the U.S., I mean, is there a war that we don't know about going on here or what's going on? Anyways, all of this stuff with Mexico has kind of lightened up the cartel down there. And I have a feeling it's because Trump has kind of thrown out the idea of having special forces go down there and pretty much wipe them out. And the cartels are flexing at this point. Look, it's probably a lifestyle that none of us really understand, depending on where you are. I imagine, 1% of the people watching this understand it. But it's probably a lifestyle where they don't really care if they die. There's probably some kind of code where you dedicate your life to this. And if you're lucky enough to see 50, fantastic. If you're not, you pretty much took the pledge, Boy Scouts times 5,000, that you're in this, and if not, we're going to cut your head off type of thing, pretty much. But anyways, there's a bunch of videos out there of cartel members shooting at border security and drones and whatever else. Let's take a look at this first one. It's fascinating to me. Fantastic. Can I just give a recommendation to everybody in Mexico? I doubt anyone's really going to watch this, unless YouTube's got a feature that I don't know about where you can change the language of my voice. Maybe subtitles, maybe. You should be aware that Trump is not going to back down, and that's why we love him. If you're unaware, we have the bigger stick. U.S., a cartel, not even a military. I mean, sure, you may be compared to some militaries in the world, but definitely not as organized, definitely not as well trained. I'm sure you have some units that are highly paid, but your training is going to be limited compared to true tier 1 groups. So just understand that whatever game you're playing, you're going to lose. Now, if I can go into my personal opinion about this, I have discussed this with a couple of buddies in terms of, the whole tier 1 teams going down there and, taking out cartel members. Here's my thought. I don't think the cartel is ever truly going to be gone until the Mexican government really gets a hold of what they're doing. And here's the reason why. The Mexican government is clearly involved with the cartels. They're bribed, they're bought off all the time, mainly because the wages down there are not great. I mean, if you're making 40 grand a year as a high official in the government, in Mexico. And the cartel says, hey, just let us go by and let us do a couple of things, and here's 500 grand a year. There's a lot of temptation to be like, okay, sure, no problem. That's, in my opinion, the ultimate problem. It's not necessarily the cartel. If it was just the cartel and the Mexican government had nothing to do with it, take them all out, no problem. I mean, imagine if we had cartels in America that like bought off our government, had enough money to do that, or enough infrastructure or enough contacts or whatever. They would have to have probably trillions of dollars, which they don't have, but just imagine that. So guys, Trump is in the White House and we are all super excited about it. But he has said a couple of times, it's gonna take a minute for the economy to correct. The Fed has not dropped interest rates and we are sitting in a pretty big pile of crap, courtesy of Joe Biden. And one of the things that Americans can do to protect their money from inflation is to buy precious metals. And the only precious metal dealer I trust is American Hartford Gold. They have a 5-star rating on the Better Business Bureau. They have trusted advisors that will walk you through everything, whether you're looking to turn your retirement into precious metals, whether you're just looking to diversify your portfolio. I don't know a single person on earth that will say it is an absolutely horrible idea to invest a portion of your money into precious metals. So they've got a limited time offer. You will get up to $15,000 of free silver on your first order. Call the number below, or you can text HEAVY to 65532. They'll walk you through everything. And a big thank you to American Hartford Gold for supporting this channel and sponsoring this video.
U.S. Border Patrol agents have received crucial intelligence in San Diego, California, of retaliatory revenge shootings plotted by a cartel along the California border. A Border Patrol agent on November 27 hit a person with their car while driving along this border. Information suggests that that person struck was a member of the cartel.
Dude, this is wild. This is wild. I just have one question. Why would you guys even bother going up there? Like, are people trying to invade your country? Do you just not want your own people back? Like, no, you can't send illegal immigrants back. You got to keep them. We don't want them. What is your motivation for being up there and shooting at border agents? You're just upset that Trump is trying to manage our country in a phenomenal way? Is that what you're upset about? I mean, what else could it possibly be to where you're risking your own lives to sit up near the border and shoot at people? I don't know. I was talking to a buddy today, and one thing that I will never understand is when people ignore common sense. If you're a person who says, okay, look, this is probably common sense, and chooses to ignore it, I have no words for it. That's your conscience talking to you. Some can say it's God. But regardless of what happens, I think these people are very confused. Go home. Go do your thing in Mexico. They allow you to do it there. The problem that all these people have, the ultimate problem, is they make the most money getting everything over the border. If we cut that off, we're cutting their profits at least by 75% because we are vastly more rich in this country than anywhere else they can sell to, unless they're somehow getting it over to China, which I imagine they won't even take because they probably do their own thing over there. So probably should stop before Trump gets to you, because he will. It's a matter of time.